I can never hear this song, but I can hear it in my mind because we've been doing this. Oh, wow.
Huh.
That is the best. Woo! There it is. I had to do 2 whole laps around to let you know what time it was. Welcome, everybody, to Stupid Games, Stupid Prizes here on the Trident Network. I am your stupid host, Justin. Oh, man, welcome back. It is the year 2025. We made it. Somehow, some way, we made it, and everything's fine. Let's not get into it. There's not enough time. Woo! If you were just popping in there checking us out on Twitch here for the first time and wondering to yourself, who is this ghost of a man and what is happening here on my screen, you are in luck. I'm going to explain it to you. Stupid Games, Stupid Prizes is a game show unlike anything else. That is why it is here on the Trident Network on Twitch. What's going to happen tonight is we will have 3 lovely contestants playing for some trivia. They're going to be playing for prizes, some very silly prizes, and for the love of friendship. That's all we got left in this world. But if you're wondering what the Trident Network is, I got you. It is a network based on 3 core principles. That's connection, support, and accessibility. We have all sorts of things. We've got live shows like this. We have recorded videos and sketches that you can find online. We have podcasts that you can listen to. All of this sort of stuff is built on this sort of platform from people all across the country for viewers like you. Yes, like you. If you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, man, that sounds fun. That sounds cool. I'd love to support something like this now more than ever. How can I support, Justin? All you got to do, look right now where I'm pointing, right there, right under there, hit that subscribe button. That is the quickest, fastest, easiest way to help us out. If you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, guess what? You get to subscribe for absolutely free. You might as well get something out of paying Jeff Bezos' salary. You might as well get something out of it. It's all right. I'm guilty of it too. If you don't have a subscription, you are in luck. A subscription, honestly, just $5. That's easy. That's actually less than a dozen eggs right now. So you might as well make the leap. Press that button right now. Or hey, maybe wait until a couple minutes into the show. Maybe we got to prove it to you. That's fine. But the Trident Network has shows here on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And we have podcasts anywhere you listen to podcasts. Right, Val, in the Shadow Realm?
That's true.
Hey, why would I lie? All right, enough of me yapping. That's enough of that. We got enough of that from Adrian Broden, who I'm sure is still somewhere talking to someone and no one in particular. Let's meet tonight's contestants. Contestants, say hello to the internet.
Hello, Internet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I guarantee he's still out there talking to someone and no one is listening. But let's meet our first contestant in this bubble closest to me right here. Ooh, still got it. Contestant number 1, introduce yourself to the internet.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jamie Patton. I'm a occasional comedy writer out of Chicago, and very excited to be here.
Okay, noted. Thanks, Jamie. Contestant number 2, right over here in this middle bubble. Introduce yourself to the internet.
Hello, everyone. My name is Audrey. I live right across from the Clark Street Dog in Chicago, Illinois. I am an understudy for the touring company at Second City, but don't worry, I also work full-time at a diner for health insurance.
Hell yeah. You heard it here. I didn't know that. Clark Street Dog. They also have, man, the strongest margarita in Chicago at that
Ooh,
Clark Street Dog bar. Let me tell you something.
okay, I'll have to try that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Contestant number 3, way down yonder in that third bubble. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself to the internet.
Hi, Internet. My name's Grace. I love all things women's basketball and crafting, and this is my first comedy thing I've ever done ever.
Wow.
wow.
That means, according to DraftKings, you are the odds-on favored to win, but we still have to play the game. Before we do, we will jump into tonight's sponsor of all of our prizes. You know them, you love them. It's Dollar Value Plus. That's right, Dollar Value
Woo!
Plus.
Hey.
6714 North Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60626. We're in that weird point in Chicago right now where we had maybe one nice warm day and we're thinking spring is right around the corner and it's all we can think about now, but we got a little bit of a ways to go. So that's what all tonight's prizes are geared around, getting you through that final home stretch until we get to that beautiful point of spring and summer in Chicago. Our first prize tonight, this lovely pair of warm-ass socks. These are two pairs of rugged outdoor socks, perfect for when it will probably snow on St. Patrick's Day and on April Fool's Day. These are two very warm pairs of socks that tonight's winner will receive. Friends, I think it's time we hop into round one. Val? There it is. Heck yeah. All right, friendos. Our first round, we might as well talk about it. The Oscars were last night, and for the most part, they were actually pretty fun. I gotta give it to them. They did a pretty good job. But we're not really here to talk about the awards themselves because that's too on brand for another show. What we're going to be doing is testing your knowledge of the runtime of some of these Oscar-nominated films that we saw last night being spotlighted. That's right, friends. I'm going to give you the exact amount of minutes, and you will have to tell me which movie has that runtime. You will have 3 options. Try your best. Let's start with, actually palatable runtime of 160 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 options here. Was 160 minutes the runtime of Wicked, Dune Part 2, or Inside Out 2? Jamie, I come to you first because you're in the closest bubble.
So 160 minutes, he said. I feel I'm going to go. So that's a little while. It makes me think of the desert. It makes me think of a long trek through the desert. So I'm going to go with Dune Part 2. That feels like a good time to traverse the sand. Yeah.
All right. Audrey, what about you? What are you thinking?
Man, it's so hard. I think I have to go with Wicked because that goat song that Peter Dinklage sings felt like it was at least an hour and a half long.
Leave him alone. It's his birthday today.
Is it really? I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Isn't it great how that always can diffuse the situation, though? We're like, don't talk about them on their birthday. His birthday. It's actually June 11th, so he has plenty of time.
Okay. He sucks.
Grace, I come to you now. We have one person who thinks it was Dune Part 2. We have one person who thinks it was Wicked. What do you think? 160 minutes. What movie?
Mainly because this is the only one of the 3 that I've seen. I'm going with Inside Out 2.
Okay, fair enough.
And I saw it on opening night in the theaters by myself. Very normal.
I mean, to be fair, you weren't alone. It was Inside Out 2. I'm sure it was packed on opening night.
Agreed.
And
Did I have a
You
problem
have
with
multiple
you?
people inside you that all the people.
Yes, all your emotions.
Yeah.
You're so right. Thank you.
If only those voices inside had given you the right answer, which was actually Wicked.
Hey.
Yes.
That's all right, though. We still have 4 more of these, so I'm sure you'll work your way onto the board. Our next one, and even more palatable, if you ask me. This movie was 139 minutes. Was it Nickel Boys, Honora, or Inside Out 2? Grace, I come to you first.
Obviously, I'm going with Inside Out 2 again. Can't betray them.
That's fair. That's fair. Stay loyal. Stay loyal.
If that's an option, I'm gonna guess it.
All right. All right. We've heard one strategy now for this round. Jamie, what do you think? 139 minutes. Nickel Boys, Honora, or Inside Out 2?
Because it sounds palatable, when I'm looking at the movies that I have been thinking about watching, I do look at the runtime, and I feel like I looked at Honora and I was like, that does seem reasonable. So I'm going to go with Honora.
Okay. Okay. Audrey, you already have a point here. What are you thinking? Nickel Boys, Honora, or Inside Out 2?
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I have to even the spread and just say Nickel Boys because I didn't see it, but I will read the book one day, along with all of the other anti-racism books in my shelf that I eventually will read one day. That's all.
I have Nickel Boys if you want to borrow it, but also I'm gonna be honest.
That's okay. No, that's all right. I mean, yes.
It's too late. No, it's The NAACP has been
We're
called
taking
on.
back your
I'm
point.
sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but expect some paperwork to be sent
Okay.
to you.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. The correct answer here was Honora.
Oh,
Serves you right, Audrey. Serves
I
you right.
deserve it. I wouldn't have deserved the point, and I would have given it away if I had won it.
If anybody in the chat would like to borrow my copy of Nickel Boys, it's really good, I promise. Let us know. I will keep an eye out. Let's move along to our third movie runtime. Ooh, a very delicious 128 minutes. Now, I will say the fun thing about this one is they're all sequels, and they all made over $1 billion last year. Coincidence? Who knows? At 128 minutes, is this the running order for Moana 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, or Inside Out 2? Audrey,
Ooh,
I'm coming to you first.
I get to start.
No,
I
you
gotta
did
go.
not borrow Nickel Boys.
Okay. It's
of the
already
city.
on the list. Look, I have to go with the rule of threes here and pick Inside Out 2. I saw it. It was so good. I'm sorry, Grace, but that does seem like a Disney Pixar appropriate movie runtime. So Inside Out 2 it is.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for paying your respects to the greatest movie.
You 128 minutes. Which of those sequels do you think it is?
Who did you say, Justin, you cut out?
Yeah, I think you cut out.
Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna go with Moana 2 because it does seem like a shorter kids film runtime. Because I know this one, Lin-Manuel Miranda did not do the songs for this one, so maybe they're less verbose. They're shorter, so maybe shorter runtime. So I'm gonna go with Moana 2.
Okay. All right. Grace, I think I have an idea where this is going, but let's do the dance, as they say. At 128 minutes, which of those movies are you thinking it is?
I remember every single minute of the 128 from Inside Out 2, so I'm going to go with that one.
Okay. Perfect. I'm glad you remember all 128 minutes, 28 minutes of that one. If only it were correct. The correct answer was Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's only 128 minutes long. That's crazy.
How long is Inside Out 2? Just tell me.
We may find out at the end of this round, or we may not. Who's to say? We may never find out. Who knows?
It's still going.
All right, we have our shortest movie of the entire category here, coming in at a very impressive 90 minutes. Am I talking about Memoir of a Snail, A Real Pain, or Inside Out 2?
God damn it.
Audrey, the first two movies seem to confuse you, so I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I know A Real Pain. I do not know Memoir of a Snail. I'm going to go with A Real Pain because I remember people being like, it's really good and it's pretty short. So just like the two lead actors of that movie, they're really good and they're pretty short. So I'm going to go with A Real Pain.
Now you're insulting Jews. You're just on a roll.
Oh, God.
I was just going to say you're insulting short kings.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of paperwork
And
mailed to
That's
snail.
what I'm insulting here. That second one. I'm going with A Real Pain.
Okay. Jamie, what about you?
I'll go with the Memoir of the Snail. Because how far can a snail go? How long can that go on?
That's fair. That's fair. Here we are again, Grace.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
The 90 minutes just felt a little more like 128 to me because I loved it so much and I was really savoring those minutes. So I'm going to go with Inside Out 2.
Okay.
Please
I
give this.
I hope I lose. I want to lose.
I respect how much you are sticking to the bit because, man, it is making me laugh a lot because the correct answer was A Royal Pain.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We are at our final question of the round. Good Lord, I hope it works out.
Me too.
Inside Out 2.
At 141 minutes, is this the running time for Inside Out 2, The Substance, or A Complete Unknown? Grace, I'm gonna let you go first this time.
Whoa, wait, how many minutes did you say? 141?
That's correct. 141 minutes.
Does seem a little long for Inside Out 2, but I'm
Ooh.
absolutely not going to change at this point because if I guess something else and it's Inside Out 2, I'm quitting the show. So I'm going with Inside Out 2.
Okay, got it. Jamie, you have 1 point. What are you thinking here?
You said a substance or Inside Out 2, The Substance, or A Complete Unknown.
That is correct.
I'm gonna go with The Complete Unknown. I feel like
Okay.
Bob Dylan's songs can feel that long sometimes. Listening to his voice, I'm gonna say, yeah, Complete Unknown.
That is more than fair. Audrey, what do you think here? You've actually been pretty good at this category
Yeah.
so far.
Thank you. I will even things out again and go with The Substance. I loved that movie so much, but it did honestly feel like 15 minutes too long. It felt like it had 3 or 4 times where I thought it was ending. So, based on that, I'm gonna go with a movie that had to be over 2 hours long. There's no way.
The beauty and unfortunate circumstance of this one is there are actually 2 correct answers for this one. Neither of them is Inside Out. The correct answers were A Complete Unknown and The Substance are exactly both 141 minutes long.
Oh my God.
I'm like the red guy. That's me from Inside Out 2 right now.
That actually worked out better than I could have ever imagined. With that being said, you know what? Just for shits and gigs, real quick, I'm gonna ask all 3 contestants. How long do you think Inside Out was? Whoever gets the closest, let's give them some special points. Audrey, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna say first number came to my head, 119 minutes.
Okay. Jamie, how about yourself?
Go $1. I'm gonna go 100 minutes. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Are we doing Prices Right rule?
We are gonna do the closest, but you can go over. I'm not a monster.
Okay. I'm doing, wait, Audrey, what was your answer?
At 119.
I'm gonna go 122.
Oof. Damn, I really wanted this to work out for you, Grace. Inside Out 2 is actually 96 minutes.
What? Whoa, Jamie.
Oh,
sure.
$1 always works. Always works.
You know what? In honor of Inside Out 2, Val, could we give Jamie 2 points?
Wow. Can we give Grace a point for commitment to the bit?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Val.
Absolutely.
I have a pin that the little ticket counter dude gave me when I walked in. He was like, I think you would like this pin. And I've worn it a lot.
Amazing.
It was cute.
An insane round 1. Jamie has found herself in first place with 4 points. Audrey has 3, and Grace has 1. But this game is far, far from over. It is time for our first redemption round here, which goes to the player in second place, which, wouldn't you know it, because of our little Inside Out 2 quiz, that's you, Audrey. Here's how this is going to work. I am going to give you 30 seconds to speak on a topic of your choice. And after you're done, it will be up to our lovely chat to decide whether you get 2 points, which will push you right back into the lead. Now, since we did a lot of talk about the Oscars, let's put one final pin in this. Audrey, you have 30 seconds to tell us what actually is the perfect movie. Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. The perfect movie is a movie that makes you feel inspired. It makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you laugh. It makes you cry. The perfect movie is something you can watch with parents or friends or kids or adults. It's a movie that you just want to put on all the time And most importantly, it's quotable. It's a quotable movie. You can put all the quotes into your daily life. And that's why the best movie that was ever made is the original Mean Girls. Perfect movie. Can watch it with kids, can watch it with adults. Quotable, makes you laugh, makes you cry. It does. I promise you, if you watch that enough, it'll make you cry. How much time do I have left?
You can wrap up when you can reserve
Okay.
time if you feel like you've stuck the landing.
I'm done.
Yeah, that felt like a very confident in there. So I'll let you land the plane there. You did great. Man, what a sell. All right, chat. You heard it. If the original Mean Girls is the perfect movie, or you were just swayed by Audrey's sell of it, you can go to the chat right now where you will see a poll. And when that poll is done, we'll figure out whether Audrey gets some points. But before we get to that, Grace, what is the perfect movie?
The perfect movie is obviously Inside Out 2.
There. I walked into that. I walked right into
For
that.
a variety of reasons, because it's a very well done sequel. It's about adolescence, of the transition from being a child into adulthood. It covers some difficult themes in that. So it covers healthy and unhealthy friendships. It covers moving across the country, having to start over. It covers insecurities. It covers anxiety. It covers women in sports, which I love. She plays hockey, and it's very sweet and wholesome. There's a whole new breadth of advanced emotions that a lot of people struggle to identify. So it might, for example, we have our new friend anxiety that has shown up, and that can feel a lot like anger or sadness as well. But it's a whole new breed, and they're just adorable and designed very well, and they have great outfits. And Riley is a great hockey player, and it felt like 123 minutes, and therefore it is the best movie. Thank you very much.
We have the poll results in, but I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't ask Jamie, what is the perfect movie?
I believe the perfect movie is Clueless.
Ooh.
It is fun. It is bright, colorful. It's also literary. I mean, it's literary. It's an adaptation of Jane Austen. They can use it, to get through your paper about Emma. That you can just watch Clueless and have fun. And it's proof that Paul Rudd has never aged, and that technology is available to us. So I think it's a perfect film.
Okay. Honestly, all bangers. Yeah, all bangers. We do have the results in. Audrey, congratulations. You will get 2 points and you take the lead.
Thanks, everybody. I'd like to thank the Academy. The Twitch poll chat.
Can we
Guys
sit
have
with
some
you?
fans out there.
I guess so.
Yeah, I was gonna say these were some good picks, but as Conan O'Brien would say, we are late on time. It's time to get into round 2. There it is. All right, friends, we are playing the time-honored game here at Stupid Game, Stupid Prizes of how much we talking. This is going to be a price guessing game. But before we jump right in, it's time to reveal the second prize that tonight's winner will receive. Think about it. It is a cold 20-degree night at the end of March in Chicago, Illinois, and you're going to already have on your warm, rugged outdoor socks, but you'll want something hot in your cup. Maybe something hot in this brand new mug.
Oh,
That's right. This mug, I believe, is porcelain because it makes this sound.
good.
Tonight's one will receive 2 gifts, but there's one more, but we'll get to that later. Let's get into our second round game of how much we talk. And here's how it'll work, friends. In honor of March Madness, we are going to be talking all about college tuitions, the thing we are all still paying to this very day. I will give you a college. All you have to do is guess how much tuition is at that college. These are all out-of-state tuitions.
Including room and board?
No, not including room and board.
Okay.
That's when things would get very sad on this game.
Yeah.
Now, how about we start off with somehow, some way. This is how you know I don't follow men's college basketball at all. Did you guys know the #1 team in the country is Auburn University, where Charles Barkley went to school?
I did not.
I learned both of those things yesterday in research of this show. Anyway, I need you all to give me a guess of how much you think tuition is at Auburn University. If you are the closest to the correct answer, you will receive 3 points. Second closest will receive 2 points. The furthest away will receive 1 point, but I will still treasure your friendship just the same. Grace, you were in last place, so I'll let you get your first stab at this thing here. What are you thinking for Auburn University?
Because I'm in last place, may I ask a clarifying question?
Absolutely.
Great. Is Auburn a public or private school?
Ooh, you're making me do some more looking. I believe it's public. Give me a second to confirm.
And follow up, if it's public, are we guessing the in-state or out-of-state tuition?
These are all going to be out of state.
Okay. All right.
And Auburn University is a public 4-year institution.
Okay. So 1 year of college tuition at Auburn for an out-of-state person who for some reason is going to Auburn. I'm gonna go
research university. Maybe they got something to look up in there.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna go with $38,000.
Okay, got it. Jamie, I'm coming to you now. What are you thinking for Auburn University?
Just gonna warn everyone, this is the round we find out I'm like Rain Man with numbers, where I have no concept of money, but drop some toothpicks, I got it. But so I'm gonna go slightly, I'm just gonna go a round number. I'll go 30,000.
Okay, got it. All right, Audrey, what do you think here?
I feel like a grandpa when I'm at that's at a grocery store and is like, back in my day, milk used to be 4 cents. I'm thinking of how much I paid for school and I'm realizing that I'm old enough where that's kind of irrelevant now. So I'm gonna shoot high. I'm gonna say 40,000.
And wouldn't you know it, the actual tuition for Auburn University is $33,944.
Nice, Jamie.
Which by my math puts Jamie the closest, right, Val?
Yep.
Thank God. Whew. Maryland education, baby.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I did not want to look up how much it is now. I probably would have thrown up and cried at the same time. But let's move on to the #1 team in basketball for the women, which is the University of Texas at Austin. At least when I checked, things could have changed. Who knows how it works? But how much is the tuition at good old Texas at Austin? Grace, I'm coming to you here first.
I'm feeling conflicted because everything's bigger in Texas, so I'm like either they're like ripping off the out-of-state students that come to the University of Austin, and Austin's gotten expensive to live there. So I'm like, are they following the inflation patterns? I think I'm overthinking this per usual. I'm gonna go.
I will say it is a public school if that helps you at all.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna go with 37,000. Which is
Audrey?
1,000 lower than my last one.
Now I've been to this campus. It's very nice. I used to date a guy who at the time his mom ran the Cancer Research Center at UT Austin. So
Oh my God.
it's a very nice campus. I'm gonna stick with the inside out 2 method. And for the second round in a row, I'm gonna say 40,000.
Okay. I'm liking it.
I love the method.
Yeah. All right, Jamie, what do you think here? Is the Longhorns? That's right. I was like, that's what these guys are. I was like, what's their thing again? I was going to say the Cowboys.
I know Longhorns. I feel like I'm gonna go higher. I feel like the opportunity to see Matthew McConaughey walking around, you do have to pay high. See him at a basketball game, you do have to pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'll go 45,000.
Okay. All right. Now, the price to see Matthew McConaughey potentially on campus will set you back exactly $42,778.
What?
What are they teaching?
Damn.
What could they possibly be teaching?
Wow.
Jamie by a nose.
My goodness gracious. That is a lot of money. Whew.
For a public school?
Yeah, for a public school.
I feel like they would charge out of state more. Like if you're not from Texas, I feel like they
Oh yeah.
to you.
That's probably the biggest charge.
Like, get out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Gotta earn this. Yeah.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Princeton University is now the top college in America, which means it probably is pretty expensive. But how expensive is it? We're about to find out. Jamie, I come to you first. How much do you think is tuition at Princeton University?
So it's Ivy League, but it is in New Jersey. So there's a little no offense to New Jersey.
For
It's New Jersey's
balance.
birthday.
For
I'm sorry.
balance, you know.
Yeah.
Can't have it all.
Yeah. So I mean, gonna go the highest we've gone. I'll say 50,000.
Audrey, what do you got for us here, Princeton?
It's funny. I also just went to Princeton a couple years ago to visit a friend, but she was in grad school. So that means that she was being paid to go to school there. So her tuition was negative $30,000 a year with free housing. So if you are an out-of-state person trying to go to Princeton, I don't know. First number I had in my head was 56. I'm going to say $56,000.
Okay, breaking away from the inside out rules.
And for Princeton, I think you have to.
Okay. Grace, what do you think here? Princeton University, which is private.
I have no logic for this number, but I'm gonna go with 49,000.
Okay, fair enough.
Why? Pure vibes.
Pure vibes. All right. Well, the vibes not vibing very well. Princeton's tuition is $59,710.
Yes.
Because good Lord Almighty.
If there are any international people in the chat, welcome to America.
Yeah, it's bad here. I mean, if there are any children in the chat, please, for the love of God, find a
Go to
hobby,
trade
find
school.
something.
Yeah.
Honestly, go to community college first, then transfer.
Yes. Yes.
It'll still
That's what you do.
Princeton on your diploma.
Or you can go to art school, because our next school is the Savannah College of Art and
Oh
Design.
my God.
Ooh.
I mean, who says you got to spend a bunch of money to, go to an Ivy League school when you go to art school? Am I right? Really put that money into good use. Am I right? All right, friends, let's try and figure this one out. The Savannah, I honestly just love saying the name of this college. The Savannah College of Art and Design. Just sounds so formal. But how much does it cost? Audrey, I'm coming to you first.
Okay. I love Savannah. It's so beautiful. Sometimes I
Mhm.
think about retiring to a
Ooh.
city in the Southeast.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna say 60,000. I know I think it's a very fancy school.
It's pretty fancy. Jamie, what do you got here?
It's very fancy. It is a nice name. I like the acronym too. SCAD. I think
SCAD.
that's
Like
fun.
scab.
SCAD.
Dad.
Got
But
it.
close to scab. Yeah, you got to really enunciate.
I bet that's what the kids at Cal Arts probably call them.
No, they went to scab. Yeah. So let's see.
Savannah College of Design.
I'm gonna say. I do think it's a very nice school. I do think you do have to pay big for a nice art school. I'll say 54,000.
Okay. Grace, what are you thinking here? Your fellow contestants have shot pretty high, but what say you for the Savannah College of Art and
What's
Design?
the answer to the last one? Of Princeton? What was Princeton's again?
Oh, it was $59,710.
I'm gonna go. So I know SCAD is a nice school. It's not the best art school in the U.S. So
No,
I
it
feel
is
like
not.
it cannot be higher than like the other ones. So I'm gonna go with 52.
52. Got it. About to say, actually, according to the Wall Street Journal, the Rhode Island School of Art and Design is the top arts college in America. But it's not as cool to say. Just doesn't flow as well.
Doesn't have a cool acronym.
No, it doesn't.
Sure doesn't. And it doesn't cost $41,130.
Nice, Grace.
Kind of a steal. Low key, kind of a steal.
Yeah.
Bargain.
All right, we've got our last college in the category. And come on, we've talked a lot about what schools are good at basketball and who's got good grades and art kids, but let's get to the partying. The number one party school in America currently. Any guesses?
I think is it in Arizona?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
Arizona State has fallen off a little bit. I don't know
Okay.
what happened.
Okay.
It is actually Tulane University, which makes sense because it's in New Orleans.
Woo!
Makes all the sense. Makes all the sense in the world.
Mhm.
But how much does it cost to go there? Grace, you've done some coming back in this one here. You're up to 8 points. I'm gonna start with
Really?
you for this last guess. Yeah, you've got 8 points.
No way.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Okay. I honestly don't know how that happened.
You have a chance to get to 10 at least here.
Wow. Okay. What a time. Okay. I think Tulane is private.
Let's look into it. It is.
Yeah, okay. I need to get this right because my brother almost worked at Tulane. So I'm like, I gotta pay homage to him. Okay, it's a private school in New Orleans. It's pretty fancy.
Apparently one of the biggest nursing programs in the country.
Okay. I'm gonna say Tulane is I'm gonna go 49. 49.
Audrey, what do you got for us here for old Tulane?
I wanted to go to Tulane when I was 10 years old because I visited New Orleans,
Ooh.
my parents, and then I realized that I like learned what out of state tuition was and that it was a big nursing school, and I was like, okay, never mind. And I went to college 1 hour away from my parents' house. So
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be annoying to Grace and do the opposite Price is Right method. And I'm just going to say 50 because I know, sorry. It is fancy. I really have no idea on this one, but
yeah, I'm a little stumped because it's
yeah.
like private.
Yeah, I'll say 50.
Okay. Jamie, bring us home here. You are in the lead here in this category. Actually been kind of crushing it. What do you think for Tulane? Biggest party school in the country.
You know, like all the points of private and, prestigious school, but then the party aspect, I feel like maybe has that made it kind of fall off a little bit. I don't know. So I'm going to go down a little bit. I'll say 46,000.
Whoa.
All close.
I cannot wait to see y'all's faces
Oh, God.
because the out of state tuition for Tulane University is $68,678.
Oh my God. So I won, even though I was 20 grand off.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
You're paying for New Orleans. You're paying for atmosphere.
Yes,
I was going to say, you are literally 2 Auburn University degrees.
Holy God.
They better get their own parade.
I hope the graduation ceremony is just one parade.
Please.
It needs to be because that is egregious. Man, that is nuts.
More than Princeton?
I mean, maybe the strategy is just like, you're not going to come here and fuck around because it's going to cost you your life.
Yeah,
but they just went on the rich kids.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Crazy.
Insane. Well, that round was a little depressing, but man, we have got a game on our hands. Jamie and Audrey are tied with 15 points apiece, and Grace has 10. Wouldn't you know it? We got our ball.
How did I get 10?
Learner. Huh?
I thought I was still at 8.
You got 2 points just now.
Great.
And when you know it, you have a chance to actually get more points because we are at our second and final redemption round, which goes to the player in last place. This will work very similar to our first redemption round. You will have 30 seconds to talk about a topic of my choosing. After that, you will get the opportunity to wait and see if our lovely chat will decide to give you 2 points, which will get you ever closer to taking this lead. And maybe a comeback story. Your topic this evening Good Lord, we just talked about it. March Madness.
Mm,
It is the biggest gambling time in America, bar none. It is twice that of the Super Bowl.
hmm
But yet, college athletes don't make much money. Grace, please, you have 30 seconds to describe to us what you would do to change the money problem in college sports.
Oh man, I'm very passionate about this topic. I am a very pro NIL deal person. I was thrilled when they changed the rules so college athletes can have NIL deals, right? They can.
Yeah, they
That was a
can.
big deal. I think colleges need to subsidize their all athletes, give them free housing and meals, regardless of if they are on a full scholarship or not. That's a very big problem, as a lot of students are working multiple jobs to be able to afford to live in the city that they're playing school. This is also in honor of my brother, who's a college basketball coach for a long time. He worked a lot in the community college realm, and those students, they're not subsidized at all, and they don't even have a meal plan a lot of the times, and so they're carpooling together, working multiple jobs. I think that's, regardless, the baseline. You need to give them the full meal plan, full free housing, regardless of if they're a walk-on. Like, they are doing a service for your school. They're bringing in media dollars, they're bringing in ticket sales, they're bringing in everything to your school, so that needs to be the absolute baseline. Outside of that, I think they could get a revenue share of the merch, maybe merch and or tickets, depending on how far they go in like a tournament or something. I think that could be helpful.
Nice.
Mhm.
I think we just solved it.
Mhm.
Thanks a
NCAA, I
lot.
know you're watching. Don't get to it. Chop chop. We get it. Maybe not this year, but next year.
And the policies need to be the same for women's and men's sports.
Oh, of course.
Just saying.
Of course. Now that we've gotten that out the way, chat, it is time for you to weigh in. A poll is now up on your screen. You get to vote whether Grace receives 2 big O points. And while we wait for the results of that poll, Audrey, I have a fun question for you.
Yes.
Uh, since we've already covered the money problem in the NCAA, if all the mascots got into a fight, which one would win?
Oh my God. Great question. Well, my parents growing up were Notre Dame fans, mostly for football. So I'm going to put the Fighting Irish up against the college that I always move up one. I do the like ESPN Power Ranking March Madness bracket, and then I just move like Gonzaga because it is a funny name, and Notre Dame. I move up like one bracket closer to the championship, and then University of Buffalo if they're ever in it, and Northwestern because we're in Chicago. So those mascots are, I don't know, the Northwestern N. I don't know what their mascot is.
Okay.
The University of Buffalo is the Buffalo, and Fighting Irish, and then Gonzaga's the Bulldogs, I think, right? So I honestly think that the Buffalo would slaughter them all, and maybe that's just because I'm a Bills fan, but
Hey.
you take that Buffalo and you run it through all the other mascots. I almost said that that mascot could run a train on all the other mascots, and that's not what I meant. But if if they
Twitch.
want
Worse
to,
has been said.
if it was a consensual, thing, then sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, the university, watch their mascot be something that isn't a buffalo, but I'm pretty sure it is. So they're in the
It's
tournament.
Buffalo Wing.
They're in the tournament like once every 6 years, and I'm always like, hey.
You did it.
So
I have the results from the poll, but Jamie, I have one question for you. If you could go back to college and be the greatest athlete in any sport, what sport would you choose and why?
Wow. I feel like it feels something like very narrow, something very I'm sure pickleball is now like a college
We're probably working on it.
yeah. So I would say be at the forefront of that, be like a new,
Trailblazer.
I feel like I know my niece is in high school and she had a friend who was in volleyball and basketball, but then she went to some school where they needed rowers, and so she learned how to row because they just needed people, and it was an easy scholarship. So I feel like when the pickleball, leagues really start, or pickleball March Madness really starts up, that they'll need people, and I'll be there.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'd be going for cornhole, man.
Oh.
Sign me up. Anyway, the results of our poll are in, and wouldn't you know it, Grace, you get 2 points, but not just any old 2 points. You get 1 point from each of your opponent's scores,
No way.
Oh, man.
Oh,
which makes
Brutal.
this game just a little bit tighter
Ooh.
as we head into our final round.
well, thank you, chat people. Thank you, people of the internet.
The internet, when we need them most, that is when they provide for us. Now, I've already talked about the socks. I've already talked about the mug. But you got to have something else to pass the time. Tonight's winner will also receive this 500-piece puzzle.
Ooh, puzzle.
It's like a little garden.
Oh, that looks soothing.
Mm-hmm.
Love
The
puzzles.
perfect way to pass the time until we get a couple days in a row of 60-degree weather.
Mm.
Now, we are going to finish here with Stupid Game, Stupid Prizes Classic. What happens in Florida? Here's how this game works, friends. I'm going to give you a news headline, and all you got to do is tell me whether this event happened in Florida or not. Real simple, real easy, but of course, this is Stupid Game, Stupid Prizes, and we just got to make this just a little bit weird. So, I need from you all a wager of how many correct answers out of 5 you think you will get for this round. And also, look at your scores. Jamie and Audrey, you have 14. Grace, you have 12. You have up to that amount of points to wager in this final round. So I will be coming to you all asking how many points you would like to wager and how many questions correct out of 5 you think you can get. One last thing, you have to get that exact number of questions correct. So if you say you're going to get 3, you can't get 2, you can't get 4, you can't get 5. Because this is Stupid Game, Stupid Prizes, and I have to make things super complicated for Val in the Shadow Realm, right, Val?
That's right.
Hell yeah. All right, friends. Grace, you had 12 points. I got to start with you. Those are the game show rules.
Okay, so
Yes, Kevin, this is absolutely diabolical.
okay, I think I'm going to get 2 questions right,
Okay, 2 out of 5. And how
and
many
I would
points
like
are you
to
wagering?
wager 7 points.
Okay, got it. All right, Audrey, I'm gonna come to you next as being the middle bubble.
Okay,
How many questions out of 5 do you think you're gonna get, and how many points would you like to wager?
I got to go for it. I think I'm going to wager 10 points, and I think I'm going to get
Ooh.
3 questions correct.
Oh
Whoa,
yeah, 3 out of
a
5
true daily double.
for
Almost
10 points.
Well, not really, but
Almost.
Jamie, you got 14 points as well. How many questions do you think you're gonna get right out of 5? And how many points would you like to wager?
I think I will get, let's say, 2 questions right out of 5. I'm going to wager 8 points.
All right. Man, this could go any old way then. Perfect. We're leaving the state of Florida to decide things. Let's get into that first headline. Residents tell insurers a bear damaged their car, but it was actually a person in a costume. Did this happen in Florida? Grace, I am coming to you first.
a person said a bear damaged their car, but it was really a person in a bear costume.
That is correct.
Okay, my logic, this is my stream of consciousness. There are not really bears in Florida, so that I don't see why that would happen. I'm gonna go with that did not happen in Florida.
Audrey, what do you think? Did this
Oh,
happen in Florida?
I'm so torn because I love to watch fail army video compilations on YouTube. It's like genuinely something I love. And there was just a video of someone in Florida filming a bear. And I said the same thing where I was like, I didn't even know there were bears in Florida. So I'm going to take that little black bear as a sign and say, yes, that happened in Florida.
Okay. And Jamie, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it feels like a Florida-like scheme to, be scheming insurers, but I do think I think that feels more like somewhere warmer, someone in the costume, don't want them sweating too much in the bear costume.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say not Florida.
Okay. Well, friends, this actually happened in the great state of California.
So many bears there.
Okay, let's move along here. I've got another one for you guys. Woman arrested with drugs in bag labeled definitely not a bag full of drugs.
Oh my God.
Did this happen in Florida? Jamie, I'm coming to you first.
I can see this clearly. I see this. I'm gonna say this happened at Disney World. I feel like that's Magic Kingdom. Something that would happen. So I'm gonna say it was in Florida.
At security.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
specific.
It says it's not drugs.
Audrey, what do you think here? Did this
That has to
happen
be
in
like-
Florida?
That has to be like a bit. Like, I don't like, there's no way that she was like, this is good. Like, like the cops will just be like, oh, okay, well, we don't know what this is, but it's definitely not a bag of drugs. So I'm gonna again say yes, this happened in Florida.
Mm.
Grace, what are you thinking here?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say my thought process because I got one question right, and now I need to only get one more right out of 5. So I'm really thinking super hard about this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it did not happen in Florida, and I am not going to share my reasonings.
No, I think I see the vision. You think you will get one of the next 3 correct, and that's all you'll need. So you're burning this one essentially.
Yes.
Clever strategy. Let's see if it works for her. But this did in fact happen in Florida. I mean, come on. This was a layup.
Crazy.
Also, for those of you in the chat, I will be dropping the links as we go along of these stories because
Please.
you gotta share this.
Details. Yeah.
The next one I have for you all. Man worried about vampires burns down his house. Did this happen in Florida? Audrey, I'm coming to you first.
I feel like I have to say no. I feel like the Jersey Devil, all of the lore about like stuff that's in the woods and stuff, it just doesn't feel very Florida-y to me. It feels like people that are scared of vampires might live in a different part of the country. So I'm gonna say no. It did not happen in Florida.
Fair enough, fair enough. Grace, you started implementing an interesting strategy. So I'm curious now to see how you play this one. Did this happen in Florida?
I wish I would have had more confidence in myself because now I'm just
You
confused.
were real confident a question ago. You're like, I don't need that one. I'll get mine along the way. I'm not just gonna get the next
now
one
I'm really
on
just
purpose.
YOLOing it. I agree that like it doesn't seem that vampires would live in Florida. They're much more of a spooky, cloudy, gray inhabitant. But again, because of my strategy, I think it happened in Florida.
Amy, what say you? Reminder, you already have 2 questions correct. So I would advise you want to get the next 3 questions wrong.
But I have to do my own strategy now.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Unthink I'm gonna say that it did happen in Florida. I will say this time this is Universal Studios. They have the vampires, right? They have like Beetlejuice and stuff, right?
Theme park related incidents only.
Only it's all related. So I will say this did happen in Florida.
Okay. All right. Well, as I drop it in the chat, I can't wait to reveal that this happened in Florida,
No.
which means, unfortunately,
No.
Jamie, you just lost 8 points. But hey, who knows? If the rest of the players slip on a banana peel, you could still win this game mathematically. So don't give up. Not yet.
Did that happen at a theme park or?
No, a man burned down his actual house.
Oh, right. I forgot that was the story.
It was in Celebration Town in Disney World.
All right. Audrey, a little warning for you. You have to, if I'm not mistaken, get the next two correct. Can you fact check me on that, Val?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. All right. So we got to lock in, everybody. A woman walks into an eatery and walks out with a designer sink that she had stolen from the toilet of the restaurant. Did this happen in Florida? You know what, Jamie, since you're playing with house money at this point, what do you think?
I think that to me sounds like some super strength to take a sink. You said it was a sink. Okay,
Yeah, a sink.
that sounds like bath salts or something to me, like super strength. I think that's Florida.
Okay. Grace, you have 2 questions correct already, so you would want to get the next 2 incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Did this happen in Florida?
My heart is saying yes.
Mm.
My brain is saying no.
Okay.
For, the strategy.
Yes.
I do like your theme, Jamie, of I could see this happening at a theme park. But again, there's some nice sinks there. My brain is saying, no, this did not happen in Florida.
Okay. Audrey,
You
you
guys,
have to get this correct.
you guys, there are no designer sinks in Florida.
What? Have you been to Miami?
No, and there's no designer sinks there. I don't have to go to tell you that. The answer is this did not happen in Florida.
Wow. You were very confident about that. And you were very correct. That actually happened in England?
Whoa.
Because of course there would be designer sinks in England.
They're all over the place there.
Which, if my math is correct, that also means, Grace.
Oh no.
The strategy. It's all right. We still got one more. Who knows? I mean, technically you can't win, but you could end up in second place here.
I'll take it.
Because Audrey has to get this final one correct in order to win the game. I'm sorry. I saw in the chat somebody put sinks, isn't it? That's good. That's good. All right. Our final headline. Man smashes plate over diner's head after accusing him of cutting wedding buffet line. Did this happen in Florida? Well, I put the link for the last sink robbery into the chat. Grace, I'll start with you. Do you think this happened in Florida?
I don't think this happened in Florida. My heart and brain are saying that this is a Boston or a Jersey situation. So I'm going to go with no.
Okay.
Did not happen in Florida.
Got it. All right, Jamie, what do you think here? Still something to play for, but we're just doing this one for fun. What do you think? Did this happen in Florida?
I'm gonna agree. This doesn't feel like Florida energy to me. Definitely feel a little more aggressive. I'll say not Florida.
Okay. Audrey, it all comes down to this.
When I think of aggression, I think of how my dad, until very recently, worked at a Lowe's in Florida, and one day Hulk Hogan walked into to that Lowe's, and he's not a great guy, but Dad still got a picture of him and said, "Look who came into Lowe's," and the child in me thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to take the aggression and deep-seated anger of Hulk Hogan into account and say, yes, that Florida is full of crazy, aggressive people. This did happen in Florida.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This actually did happen in Florida. Audrey, congratulations.
Oh my God. I'm halfway through. It's halfway to a state tuition for Auburn University.
That is correct. You will receive the mug. You get the puzzle. You get the socks.
Oh my God. And you're coming right now to my apartment to give these to me. So
I mean, I ain't got nothing else going on. I could.
give me that puzzle.
I got 50% off Ubers right now. I totally could.
Flash sale. Wow. That poor guy. Was he okay? He had a plate smashed over his head.
You know what? Who knows? Who cares?
Okay.
What's most important here is that you are tonight's winner. You did it with the help of Hulk Hogan and your dad.
Oh,
and Disney's Inside Out 2.
Yes. And the Nickel Boys.
Anything you want to say? Anyone you want to thank as we wrap this thing up? Man, what a victory.
Look, I would like to thank the state of Florida for being such a good sport, because everyone makes fun of it all the time. And it is full of people that make bad decisions. But I got to say, my parents live there and it's beautiful. And there's so many beautiful parks. There's so many fun animals. So if you took the people out, Florida is really an amazing state. So I'm glad I get to go there a couple times a year.
I would say the fun of this game is sometimes realizing that, you know what? Sure, crazy things happen in Florida, but they also happen everywhere. They're ripping out Saints in England. My goodness. Oh, Jamie, so close to stealing a victory there at the very last second. Came in second place. Great job throughout the whole thing. Really good at guessing tuitions. Anything you want to say, anything you want to plug or shout out before we get on out of here?
I'd just say I am frequently, I think I've really earned my 5-timers robe on pilot season on Trident Network. So next time that's on, definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah. That's right. I was gonna say good plug. Grace, wow, first time doing a comedy thing. I'd say you did pretty good. You kind of painted yourself in a corner with the strategy, but I think you had fun. Anything you want to plug, shout out before we hit the old dusty trail?
Just thrilled that I ended up with any points. And you know what I got to plug? Inside Out 2.
Now available on Disney Plus.
Maybe even Inside Out 1.
Wow.
I'd like if you had never seen Inside Out 1. I'd like to find that out.
Yeah, I think you may need that as a prereq. You may need Inside Out 1 for that one. Just, but hey.
Everyone needs a feel-good movie right now.
Don't we all? That feels like a perfect segue into saying goodbye. Val, anything you want to shout out before we ride on out of this thing?
No, come back and see us again soon. We're around. And we have a lot of great people. We're celebrating our 4th birthday this month, and we're very happy to have been around this long and platforming some amazing folks like Justin and all the amazing guests tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
here. I was
here.
going to say, Stupid Game, Stupid Prizes will be back on April 7th, if my calendar is correct. Funny, we should mention it. I also am turning 4 soon. That's right. I got a birthday coming up, but that's all. I'll leave it at. Got to keep the mystery. Next episode, I will be a year older. How much older? Mind your business. On behalf of myself, Val, and everyone at the Trident Network, this has been Stupid Games, Stupid Prizes. Have a good night. Have a good meal, and have a good sleep. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.